Hello and welcome back to Lazy Susan Resolution Podcast. Unfortunately, this time it's just our voices that you're hearing today. Hope you guys could see our last episode where we saw Meg and Lucas once again. But our guest today in studio is Olivia.
Hi.
Yes, this is Sean's fiance.
That's a true fact.
That's a rock fact.
It's good to have you, Olivia.
Thanks, Bubba.
So this is back to our basics, nothing elaborate today. In terms of day-to-day life here, we went on a walk, a big hike in the forest.
Mm-hmm. The deer trail.
The deer trail. And we had our, once again, we had Mass on the TV.
Uh-huh.
That's been a new thing.
This time it was live from the cathedral in St. Louis, so that was special.
Yeah.
Oliver
a lot
was still
clearer.
confused about it.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
Oliver has
He-
often confusion.
It's so funny. I feel so bad for the guy. But
Me too.
whenever we stand up, he's like, they're all going on a walk. And he stands up and he starts, looking around. And then we all sit back down. He's like, oh, it's nap time. And then he lays down.
And then we kneel and he's like, playtime. And
Yeah.
grabs a toy and he keeps booping us in the knees. Oliver's a dog, by the way, if you don't know that. You should probably know that if you have been listening thus far. But yeah.
So, Olivia, we've
Yeah.
never had you, right?
Right, because
So-
I get lazy a lot, which seems fitting.
Here you
Yeah,
are.
no,
Lazy
Join the Lazy
Susan.
Yeah, pass some around.
Yeah.
So, tell everyone about yourself.
Would you like to be interviewed? Or you
Yeah,
just...
I like to be
We
interviewed
can-
because I
okay.
don't know how to
Gotcha.
introduce
Olivia.
me.
Chris and
don't
I
know
will
who am.
interview you two as a couple then.
Perfect.
Works for me.
Okay. Question number 1. How long have you known each other?
I knew you a year and a half before we started dating, and we've been together for like 3.5 years, so I've known you for almost 5 years.
That
We've known
sounds
each other
about right.
almost 5 years.
That is a long time.
Yeah. It's a good guess.
Me. What do you two like to do together in your free time?
Yeah.
We play a lot of Overwatch.
We do.
We're gamers. We're game nerds. So we'll play a lot of Overwatch. We'll play RPGs, D&D and stuff.
Spirit Arc.
Spirit Arc.
I like to go on walks.
Yeah, lots of walks. I think we've been asked this question before, and it's always hard to answer because it's like we think of a few things, but the list is very short. But we spend a lot of time together.
Yeah.
So
I listen to you talk a lot.
that's a big
I enjoy
part
it.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like people hear the things that we do together and they're like, what is wrong with you? And it's like, no, I
it
like
sounds like
listening.
nothing. It sounds like,
Yeah.
well, everyone does that, but like
We cook.
Yeah.
we cook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one thing that I find special about you two as a couple is that you practically live together already because
Yeah.
Olivia's at our house more often than not. I
From
feel
9
like.
a.m. to 9 p.m. essentially.
Yeah, it's
I
like
sleep at my house and that's it.
you just
Yeah.
live around each other and
Yeah.
just be with each other, and that's cute.
Hey,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes we need space though.
Yeah. We have a lot of quality time, even if it's just we sit near each other and do our own thing.
Yeah.
Right.
That's good. So, Olivia, what would you say is your favorite thing about Sean?
He's intelligent. He's very smart and has a lot of things to say. So sometimes I take advantage of that, and I'm just like, hey, let's chat. And then I'll stare at Sean and expect him to come up with something. 'Cause I'm like, you
Yeah.
always have something to say.
Or like bringing up a problem and then just let me churn
let's solve
it.
a
Yeah.
problem.
Sean, what do you think?
He's very smart.
Good. And Sean, what is your favorite thing about Olivia?
I would say her skill for empathy. That's something that is hard for me to wrap my head around. I'm not good at that at all. You have this good skill of, just knowing how to keep people happy and knowing how to respond when things get weird in that regard.
There's a lot of things that we're opposites on, but I think they're complementary rather than conflicting.
Conflictatory.
I was going to say that, and I'm like, I don't know if that's a word.
It's a good word.
Conflictatory, yeah.
Do you have any advice about relationships?
Communication is so important.
Yeah,
It's-
that's pretty true.
It's so important. We have arguments a lot where one of us, like, we'll say something vague and then assume that the other person knows exactly what we mean, but they don't.
Yeah, you can't use like subliminal communication. You have to establish some sort of like, don't feel stupid when you have to be very explicit. Like, there are some conversations we have that sound so dumb, like
Yeah.
the way you said that made me feel dumb because like like the stuff they teach you in grade school, like it's honestly the
works.
best way as
Yeah.
long as you can establish that with the other person and say like, hey, let's just kind of get to the bottom of things without
Yeah.
lollygagging.
Being the person that, like, just acts. So if you're upset about something, acting sort of like you're upset, like being quiet or going, like turning away.
It's really
That's
bad.
it's so bad. Just be like, hey, that made me upset. And then you can talk about it. Because you can't assume the other person knows what you're thinking or feeling. Because no one can read minds.
Yeah, that's good advice.
Unless you can read minds.
Unless you can.
Then you'd have a very different look in the
Yeah.
relationship. Do any of you have that skill?
I think sometimes I can just read body language
think-
and facial expressions better than
Well,
others
yeah,
that-
you're good at that, but I think the ability to read minds of your partner is an ability you unlock at age 50, or like once
Yeah.
you've been married for 50 years, is kind of like,
That's true.
did
I
you
think
know?
it can be
Yeah.
sooner than that.
Do you think we should? Yeah,
Yeah,
So you're saying we should get mom and dad on the show and interview them?
yeah, we could see.
yeah, maybe
Yeah,
They're both
in the
over
coming
50,
episodes because
except they
Yeah.
haven't been married.
we haven't had the parents on yet, and we probably should.
yeah, they have got lots.
I
of
don't think
wisdom to
they've
share.
even watched an episode of
No.
this.
That
I don't know.
sad.
No.
They're fully supportive, but they
Yeah.
have yet to enjoy it.
If you had my parents on, they'd have to like sit over there because their normal speaking voice is
Yeah.
almost screaming.
It's,
It-
yeah.
It's so
It's
loud.
really funny. I wonder what people imagine our studio looks like when they just have the audio, because like I imagine people thinking that we're all equidistant from the mic, but really it's not like that
Yeah,
at all.
right now
Usually-
we're on the floor because we don't have enough room in the studio to put 4 chairs.
The Emporium.
and
Yeah,
we
this is
usually
Sean's
try
bedroom,
and shove
actually.
the mic really close to Mary and really far from me-ish.
Yeah, it depends on my mood how
'Cause
loud
you-
I am. It happens.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It'd be like that sometimes.
So Mary,
Yes.
how have you been prioritizing what sort of events you do in these past few weeks? There's a lot of time at home, but there's a lot of things to do still, as you were saying before. How do you pick what to do next?
Yes, exactly. Well, so this past week was our first week of online classes. So that really helped me have like a structure of my day because I still had to like tune into class at the same time I usually would have. So I still had to wake up at the same time and like make breakfast and like I thought that would suck. But it turns out that it kind of like normalized things as much as it possibly could so that like I still had the same routine and I wasn't feeling lazy. Like throughout this whole week I felt like super productive even though I did not do very much because there's not much that they can give us to do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Aren't they not allowed to give you tests and things?
They're figuring out tests. We've done like online quizzes, but that's it.
I've taken an online quiz through our system.
Yeah, we're figuring out
Yeah.
tests and midterms
So-
if it gets to that.
Yeah, but I say because someone at my work was saying like at least Parkway decided they can't give you assessments or tests. So like
Yeah.
teachers are still giving tests, but they're not. It's not affecting their grades, and I'm like that
Yeah.
doesn't make any
'Cause
sense.
you
That
could-
was so stupid.
Yeah.
There was something that went out about like encouraging schools to go to pass fail for this semester.
Yeah.
And I think Webster, I was hearing this from my professor, but Webster was like, we don't want to do that because they didn't want to rip people off who wanted to boost their GPA or something. But it's still like, it's such an outlier that your grade from this semester, what does it mean? Like, I don't know. If you're not
Yeah.
used to online classes at all, it kind of just reflects how well you can adapt to online classes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As long as you're just still putting effort forward. Yeah, but beyond the school day, like once I'm done, I'm usually done like a little bit after noon. To be honest, I make sure I go outside every day. That really helps with my mood, just to like keep me fresh. It's very refreshing to go outside and for like a run or a walk. And then also reading and keeping up with friends, like texting and calling and stuff. And also, I've been doing lots of stuff with like you guys,
Oh,
just
yeah.
with family things, playing board games. I didn't think that most of my time would be spent just like talking with people, but that's kind of how it's turned out to be,
Yeah.
which is nice.
That's the weird thing, because I talk to a lot of people, and they're like, yeah, I'm just stuck at home. It's just me. I'm so lonely. And I don't really know what to say, because I kind of have the reverse end of the problem, where
Yeah.
there are so many people who have picked this house to be their
Exactly.
their place that they're going to stay
Sorry.
for.
You have
So
to, yeah.
there's like, how many of us? 8 of us or something like that?
Yeah.
Where I get too much people time, and it's kind of
Same.
hard to find
I have
time
to find a
myself.
quiet place. I have to
Yeah.
like go on walks by myself sometimes because it's just like
Yeah.
your brain usually transitions from each place that you go to. Like at school, I'm in a different mindset than I
Right.
am at home, and then I go to practice where like I get some more reflective time, I guess.
Yeah.
But it doesn't change. It's like the whole day I'm with the same group of people, which is just kind of strange. So you do have to kind of move around.
Yeah. So, Christopher,
Yeah.
now that sports aren't a thing, I know that's been a big thing for you. How do you spend your time?
What am I doing? Wishing sports were back. Kind of.
Ain't it
I've been
true?
hitting up on the watching footage of sports events from 2 years ago or whatever.
Oh.
Just to keep my mind back happy with sports, even though sports aren't there.
The Blues are recreating their games that should have been happening on NHL 20,
Really?
like the video
Oh.
game. Yeah, they've been posting those, like the
The
Oh,
Oh.
like they simulate it
simulation.
with the game?
Yeah, they simulated
That's
with
really
the video
funny.
game.
That's really cool, actually.
Yeah,
yeah,
I haven't watched any of them. I just know that they're doing it.
is it the NHL players are playing the game against,
Mm.
or is it just
I think
random people recreating
They did that
I
in
have
the
no
past,
idea.
like for March Madness. They did a let's simulate it with the game to see how accurate the
Yeah.
stats are.
Yeah.
And it was really funny. It picked somebody totally different to win, but I think they just run the simulation with the players.
Yeah, I don't think anyone actually plays. I think they just say,
Yeah.
"Hey, computer, do the thing with the
Oh,
stuff."
it's like one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
With the,
Yeah.
okay. So yeah, I've been doing that, playing a lot of board games because that's my other. I like to do that. Besides sport, sports is one, and then I'd like to play board games and go outside and play. If I can't watch sports, then I play sports.
Yeah, you've been
type
doing a lot of
thing.
basketball lately, I've noticed.
Yeah, because the weather's been so nice
good.
out that, I can do that, except when it gets too hot for me, then I can't really do that. I'm not a hot person. I don't like heat. So,
Yeah, Chris and I are opposites on that. I prefer it when it's like burning hot
Oh
outside.
yeah, me too.
And
I-
he likes it when it's like below 40 degrees.
no, not below 40 degrees.
40. Your
You
favorite
just
weather
rather
is what?
have the cold extreme than the
Yeah,
hot
I would
extreme.
rather do that instead of being
Yeah.
outside. And
I like to like lay out on the sidewalk and just bake.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
It's
can't-
nice.
I
It
can't-
is very nice.
Well, I can't do that, so I can, but I choose not to. But yeah, I know sports will come back eventually, but it's gonna be odd, and I always, some of the players are posting this is me at home doing nothing type thing or whatever.
Yeah.
They're either with their kids or I've seen a couple people doing those weird ping pong ball golf chips into
I've
water
seen those,
cups.
yeah.
Oh.
And then
Yeah.
I saw an indoor parkour guy.
yeah.
He was like jumping off of his kitchen counter onto chairs and stuff. It was kind of funny.
Or Drake with his full indoor basketball court.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
having a great time, I'm
Oh.
sure.
Yeah. Rich
Yeah.
people.
And Shaq also has an indoor court, but
Guy.
what a guy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so it's kind of interesting and how the more the sports people are becoming more real people instead of these
Yeah.
superstars and whatever.
This is the great equalizer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which it's really bad for baseball because they were supposed to start this past week and whatever, and they had to shut down spring training and just go back home and not, because spring training is a time was it's finally spring and whatever, and you get to focus on baseball more
Yeah.
for the 2 months before the season starts, and then they had to shut down spring training, and now they're just sitting and like waiting.
Are they gonna do any season? Like, if midsummer we're like, okay, it's good now, are they gonna finish up?
So baseball is pushing back opening day 2 weeks, and just seeing what happens. Reality check. How is this virus?
Yeah, gotta take it day by day.
But the thing is, like, sports like basketball, like the NBA, I have no idea what the heck they're gonna do, because Hockey too. Hockey has said that they might just punt the rest of the year and just go straight into the playoffs, which kind of makes sense, because the season was supposed to end at the beginning of April anyway, so they might just go straight into playoffs.
That'd be interesting.
Which, I mean...
That would make sense.
We'd still be in it, right?
Yeah.
Or we like number one.
Yeah, we're one in the West. St. Louis Blues, by the way.
Yeah.
But that hurts people trying to get into the playoffs and stuff. But basketball is weird because they're like, yeah, we're going to pick up the season like maybe mid-May or whatever. But then it's like...
Are you?
Yeah. But there's a couple cases of players in the NBA who actually have the virus and stuff, and all players and whatever. But I don't know about that. Baseball, it's going to be kind of easier to get back into, because they'll probably just push the World Series back into November and stuff. The last time they did that was 9/11. Obviously, they had to shut down the season for about 2 weeks, and they just came back. And so they'll have to cut the season a little bit, but baseball, I don't think, will be as much affected by this unless this virus goes on longer than people think. If it goes like way on into the summer, then it's kind of like, now what type thing. But my big question is NBA. NHL, I think if they go straight into the playoffs, it'll be fine, because their season was going to end anyway. But it also pushed like the Masters back, but that's golf. You could play golf whenever. So like the two big things is like March Madness and the NBA. And which I was thinking about it, like they could just play March Madness in the summer, but that would be kind of weird.
June Madness.
Because it hurts all of the seniors that, decided that they wanted to come back and have a shot at March Madness. Now they don't have a shot, and they just gotta, go to the NBA. Because it's like, you hear the people who's like, I'm just going to go to college for 1 year and then I'm now in the NBA, and they don't really care. But then those like 4-year players, like nowadays you don't see.
It's their last chance to be drafted.
Yeah, you don't see 4-year college players anymore. Like, I watch Marquette basketball. Our parents both went to Marquette and met there and all that. We'll talk about that maybe later if we get them on. But, their big point guard, Marcus Howard, had a shot to go to the NBA last year and decided that he wanted to come back and play for another shot at March Madness, and now doesn't have a shot at it, which is really sad. So I've been, like, watching. They're also doing, like, that. Like, I know ESPN is, like, send in all of your, like, seniors or whatever that didn't get a shot at doing sports or whatever, because it's their last year. So...
yeah.
Baseball's not going to be that much affected. I don't think NHL is going to be that affected, but basketball is a little bit of question mark. But once it gets back, then it'll be sort of normal, but it'll just be a little bit interesting. So, I mean, sports are affected now, but not so much. I think it'll be fine. It'll be an easier transition, but that's what my insight on sports.
Yeah, thanks for that. That made me think of like the whole seniors thing. Like Olivia and I are both seniors, her in college and me in high school, and we both kind of feel robbed of our senior year graduation and all that. Do you want to talk about that, Olivia?
Yeah, it was really rough for me too, because so I went on spring break, and then on spring break, Webster, where I go to school, they were like, we're gonna not come back. So I didn't even get to say goodbye to any of my friends. Yeah. And, like, some of them had to, because it's a college, some of them lived out of state. Some of them had to move back home. I'm not going to see Nick again.
Oh.
Friend Nick from Colorado.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Aw.
And I, my job, I didn't get to go back to my job and see my friends there. And our graduation ceremony was canceled, which is, it's college. It's a big deal. I get it. And now I don't know if I'm going to be able to start my job on time, or if I'm going to have to and I had to cancel my graduation trip to London, which was really sad.
Yeah, everything was just paused.
Yeah.
Yeah, my prom was canceled.
No, that's so sad.
Graduation, they're still trying to put it on, but I don't know how or if that's actually going to happen. So, yeah, I was hoping to go to state and track again, but season is up in the air. So, yeah, it's a sad thing, but we're
It's for
in
the-
it together.
For the health of the population, we are, just...
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
and
actually
it's
bopping
not-
at home here.
Yeah, and it's not like, oh, you don't have a ceremony, you haven't graduated, you have to do the whole semester over again. It's just
Exactly.
you don't get to walk across the stage,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool, but,
I mean,
Yeah. We're over it.
yeah.
We're over it.
yeah, I was supposed to get a junior ring last week.
That's right.
Oh, no.
And that, I mean, we were supposed to have a mass and whatever, and now I'm just thinking, like, I mean, they were gonna, like, reschedule it, or they're gonna try to reschedule it or whatever, but if this goes on, I'm just like, am I gonna wait one day and, like, hey, everybody go watch me open the mailbox, here's my ring.
Yeah,
As soon as ceremony.
So that also started track season and junior ring dance and all that stuff. But, like, I wasn't too big in the dance part. I just wanted my ring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get that.
We didn't have a dance with this is public school. The day you got your junior ring, you went to the cafeteria in the morning before school started, and they gave you a sausage McMuffin.
That's
And you
it.
got your ring, and then you left and went to class.
That's
Yeah.
That
not
was
fun.
it.
Yeah, because private schools
We
make
do a
it
whole
more-
mass. We have like a
Yeah.
whole day.
Oh,
We don't even go to
gosh.
classes. We go in for like
Yeah.
a day with mass,
No.
and we have a party after. Then we go to our dance, and then party after that.
No,
See,
we got none of that.
You two have that, but Vianney's not that. Like, I know Sean for SLU and you Corey's or whatever. Like, didn't you get out of like we don't get out of class. It's
we got out of
like
class. We didn't have to go to
our-
class.
I
that
think
day.
we did, yeah.
our mass was like at night, and
Oh.
looking around,
Interesting.
like it wasn't. I mean, all the juniors have to go, even though because it's like a junior unity mass. You're the new
Right.
leaders of the school, whatever.
Oh, it's not
kind
technically
of
a ring. Okay.
thing, and like not a lot of people were like ooh rah 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 ring and whatever
Rah,
type
rah,
thing,
ring.
like a SLU was.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, junior ring, whatever, and it's
Right.
like, and it's like a ring pop. Like mine was gonna be green and all that because my birthstone is green.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, I'll get it eventually.
Wait, yours is green.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah,
a
May.
good color.
May is emerald.
Well,
which
I
is
didn't know
green.
you could pick different colors. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, well, ours
Yeah.
is just, it's either the signet ring, which looked really stupid, or the ring pop ring, and I decided on a ring pop ring.
There
Just give
was
me
a
a
lot
ring
of
pop.
pressure at SLU to just get the signet, like the one that
crest.
was the crest, yeah, or crest plus or whatever they called it. So
toothpaste.
everyone ended up with the same ring up essentially.
Yeah.
It was
yeah,
cool,
we all
but
have the exact same one. You
Yeah.
just choose your medal.
Yeah, we got to pick whatever we wanted. They were like, here's a catalog. Here's all the fun things you can put on it. And here's
Yeah.
some more things you can add if you want to spend a lot of money. And I was just like, no.
No.
I think it's similar. Ring companies are really smart about like creating occasions to get rings. Like the
Yeah.
whole engagement ring thing was kind of invented
It's
from.
invented by Tiffany's.
Yeah.
Like they thought it'd be a good idea to kind of push this whole
And
get a
now
ring
it's like
for
a
it.
big
Make
tradition.
And now
really
it's
official.
like, now if you're a senior in high school or a junior or whatever, you got to get your ring. It's just what you do, and
It
people
is
are like, okay.
strange
I guess
now that I
so.
think of it.
You win a professional
More than a symbol.
title, you get a ring, to those big
Yeah,
fat
Yeah.
World
rings.
Series
Yeah.
rings.
Which Jostin's actually makes those Super Bowl rings. And
Oh, really?
Stuff. Yeah, there's
Yeah, I
a
don't
couple
doubt it.
videos out there of them making their rings. It's outrageous and whatever. And if you win more than one, then it's like,
It's like why, yeah,
It's
you're
like
gonna have
brass
two.
knuckles.
yeah, you only wear it when you get it, and then you kind of just put
Display
it away.
it. Yeah.
Exactly. No one
Whatever.
actually wears their class ring.
No.
Yeah.
That's the other big thing that people have to cancel. People are having to cancel their weddings, and I feel so bad about that. Like, there's this,
Lucky
like,
for you guys, you're not getting married till
I
next
know,
year.
we had a whole year. Like, there's this YouTube couple that exists, and they were supposed to get married, like, a week or something ago, and they had to reschedule it till November, and I was like, oh, that's so long.
Wow.
That is sad.
And we're like,
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Well, on a happier note, we were just outside. We were on
Yeah,
a
we
walk,
were.
and we found a very pleasant message from one of our neighbors on the sidewalk. It was because we could walk up this very large hill to get out of our neighborhood, and we had walked a few houses up, and there was a message that said, "What was it?"
You are almost
You're
at the top of the hill.
Keep
going.
You got this.
You got this.
and
yeah.
then followed by please leave us a message, chalk in the mailbox.
Yeah.
So we made sure to leave some messages there, and that was a very
Acts of kindness.
yeah, it was a
there's-
happy
yeah,
moment.
There's
you know,
lots
that-
of other little drawings and messages from
Yeah.
all the kids of the neighborhood, and
Yeah.
it was just really cute.
Yeah. Made me smile.
Yeah. So, yeah, and you can even see there's things going around social media, and also people are putting, little hearts and messages in their windows that you can see. It's just a little thing to make you smile since everybody's going outside for walks nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finding the country
People are good at
back
adapting
together.
and
Yeah.
staying positive when
So-
you try.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna be so fit.
That's true.
Cardiovascular
Yes.
fitness.
So to all of our listeners,
Either
make sure
fit or
to
not.
Go outside.
go
and on a
outside,
walk.
find all of those things to be happy about, and look on the positive side of things.
Try
So,
something that you've never tried before.
Yes.
And leave a message in the comments.
Yes.
Smash that like button.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Let us know what fun things you're doing and what made you smile today. And with that, we will bid you farewell.
Until next week.
Until next week, fam. Goodbye.